Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Gadget Nation. My name is Adam Carruthers. As always, great to have you here with us. Where are we though? Well, in my hands are some keys. In fact, these are the keys to my apartment. Got something really cool to show you. Something I've personally been eagerly anticipating for a very, very long time. A refresh was needed. There's a little clue. It is from Apple. That's all I'll say for now. So let's pop upstairs and we can start the show.
At only 8.4mm thin, the Surface Pro 4 comes with the latest operating system from Microsoft, Windows 10 Pro, together with 6th generation Intel Core M, Core i5 and Core i7 processors, enabling everyone from students to professionals to get more done on the go. It is not only 30% more powerful than Surface Pro 3, but it is also quieter, runs cooler and is more efficient with up to 9 hours of battery life. Lenovo has launched 2 new powerful Vibe smartphone models. Built for the most demanding of consumers who do not stop to plug in, the Vibe P1 and Vibe P1M let users stay constantly connected, productive and always in control. The Nexus 6P is the new phone from Google with Android 6.0 Marshmallow. The 6P features a 5.7 inches WQHD AMOLED display with 518 pixels per inch and a camera that takes beautiful photos in all light conditions. It's crafted from aeronautical grade aluminium and precision engineered for optimal comfort and performance. It will be arriving in Malaysia by December this year.
Ooh, this is exciting. Finally, a product from Apple that has been properly refreshed after quite a long time. Now, Apple TV actually came out years ago, way back in the day, and it was rather big and bulky, and it was a bit limited compared to what we see nowadays in terms of streaming devices. The Apple TV 2 came out, I think, in 2010, and it was pretty cool, but it wasn't 1080p. So a couple of years later, I think in 2012, they released a 3rd generation of the Apple TV. Now, there really wasn't much of a difference between Apple TV 2 and Apple TV 3. Pretty much the only difference was the processor and, well, 1080p streaming. That's it, the only difference. Both of them were running on 8GB just for caching purposes. Couldn't actually store anything on it, and any app on it had to be given by Apple. You couldn't just go and decide what you wanted on your Apple TV. So honestly, there's been no major update on the Apple TV since 2010, since the Apple TV 2 came out, because 2 and 3 was so negligible. It's like the S series for the Apple 6S from 6. You get what I mean? Not much of a difference, not a major refresh. But finally, the 4th generation Apple TV is out, and it's pretty nifty. Now, there's 2 variations of this. There's a 32GB model and there's a 64GB model. Now, this isn't for caching purposes like the last 2. This is for you to store stuff on it, predominantly apps. Apple is banking on apps. Now, a lot of people have made out that Apple, they should so make a gaming console, a gaming device. That would be amazing. And I guess you could call this that version of a gaming console from Apple. And I'm really enjoying using it. Firstly, the device pretty much looks the same. It comes in this very nice little black box that you can see right here. As for the actual size, it looks almost identical to the older Apple TV 2 and 3. The only difference is it's a bit taller. So instead of like that, it's now like that. That's pretty much the only exterior difference. The top part itself looks identical, the Apple logo, etc. And the back as well looks pretty much identical. It's just got the basic components for you to plug in, for example, your HDMI and your power. And you're good to go once you plug it into your TV. It's incredibly simple to use. Just sign in and then you're good to go. Make sure you got the internet connected. LAN cable or Wi-Fi can be used on the Apple TV. Now, this is where it gets quite exciting for me at least. They finally got an operating system with a full-on app store for Apple TV. Now that's why we have the memory. That is why there's so much more you can do with Apple TV compared to the previous 3 generations. And it all starts with this, the remote. Now this looks very different to what we've seen before from Apple TV, as you can see right here. In fact, I've got the old one here. You may recognize, like such. This is the old one, the silver one. The black one is the new one. I mean, even the back looks different. You may notice that in terms of battery, this one is going to be slightly different. You can actually plug it in. It uses a lightning cable. In fact, it does come with a lightning cable, and they say it'll last you a good couple of months. If you have an iPhone, if you have an iPad, you need to charge it. Just plug it in, the same charger. It's pretty simple. And it's good to go for a very long time. Now, you may notice that this here is reflective, the black element, whereas this is much more of a matte finish. That's because this matte finish is actually touch sensitive. You can move everything around, and it's even to the point where how fast you scroll across shows how fast it will use on the screen itself. So for example, you want to go straight to the end of the movie, you just go fast. You want to go frame by frame, you can just go nice and slow, and it's simple as that. Also, it's gyroscopic, so you can actually play your games like this. It's just like an iPhone. So if you're playing a racing game, like this one right here, you just go like this, and then you're racing. That's as simple as that. It's pretty cool. As for the OS, some apps which you've already purchased, for example, for your iPhone, they may have their own version. It's a universal one, so you can download it onto the Apple TV as well. Some of them are just made for Apple TV, so take a look around. Lots of refreshments there as well in terms of Screensaver. Now it's got this beautiful overview of various cities across the world. You can also set your own one. You can also choose what apps you want to have there. Previously, Apple TV, it gave you the apps. You had no choice whether you want them there or not. Now, pretty much whatever you want, it's good to go. And I have to say, it's pretty nifty. Another key thing here is the integration of Siri. Now this little microphone icon, if you use an Apple device, probably look familiar. You hold it down and you speak into it. And when you speak into it, it will search for stuff for you. Supposing you want to find a movie, and then it'll show you where it's available, etc. And it's very useful and very cool to have as well. Lots to love. It's all running on a new processor as well. Previously it was the A5, single core on the Apple 3rd generation. This is running on the A8, so it's quite a step up, quite a big jump, and it has to be if you can play all the games, etc. In terms of how easy it is to use, it's incredibly easy. Now we've got a button that can take you straight back to your home screen, menu button to go backwards, etc. And you really got to learn how to use this properly, I would say. Just read up a couple of things should you be purchasing it, because it is rather different. This is very basic, old school Apple remote. And there's a lot to love here, and even more integration from what we've seen from Apple products than previously. They've done a bang up job here. A whole bunch of apps have now opened up. Previously, it would have to be jailbroken if you want to run something as popular as Plex, the media server. Now, Plex is a legitimate app which can have full-on updates, etc. from the TV App Store. So it's pretty cool. If you have Plex at home, you can run all your content and just have a lot of fun. A whole bunch of things there. You can take time to explore, and I'm sure more and more apps will come out. The whole interface looks a lot nicer. Really needed refresh of Apple TV. Even my cat there in the corner loves. Hello, kitty. Enjoying TV? Yeah, well, I'm gonna get back to this now.